Falcon fans, football fans. This your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. So today we're going to talk about the word and that word rebuild. And should the Falcons even consider doing a rebuild to where we're at right now, the state of the Falcons? Also, so before we get into that, guys, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Please hit notification bell so you know when I drop another videos. Please hit the like button. So I know you guys like to hear what I talk about, and then please hit the share button so my video can go out through the YouTube universe and other people can come in and hear me talk about these Atlanta Falcons. So let's go ahead and get into the video. So I want to start off by saying this. Earlier today, it was a report came out from CBS Sports saying that the Falcons had actually restructured Matt Ryan's contract. So that was out there. You can go out there and look at CBS Sports. You'll see that. You'll see a report out there saying that they had restructured his contract. But then, however, the Orlando Lamberter from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution came out and said that it was kind of premature on that. So I don't know. We would just have to wait to see. Did they restructure him or did they not? Was that report early? Or are they planning on doing it? We just have to see. If you call last week, Steve White said that messing with Matt Ryan contract was like a code red. So, like I said, guys, we don't know what the Falcons are doing, going back and forth. But we don't even know if that happens. That's a true statement about they restructure his contract. All right. But the reason why we're here today is just talk about the word rebuild. And the reason why I want to talk about it because after Calvin Ridley got suspended for a year, you know, everybody was hoping that he was going to actually get traded, and we actually have some draft capital to actually help build this team. He did help with the salary cap, got us under the cap, so that was good. We got about $4.2 million in cap relief. Now moving to the free agency period, but personally, I was hoping either he got traded or either he was going to come back and play. That would have helped the team. But now, you know, by him being gone and all these quarterbacks on the move, all these teams trying to better their team to actually try to win the Super Bowl. And then I think about the Atlanta Falcons and I think about how good is this offense actually going to be this year. We got so many needs on the offense. And personally, I think we need to work on the defense during the draft. So with the offense, how good is this offense going to be? So like I said, guys, I was just thinking about thinking about a rebuild and think should the Falcons actually hit a rebuild. Personally, you know, being a season ticket holder for the game, for the teams, for this team, I personally don't want to rebuild because I would definitely not want to go to games and we suck, just to be honest with you. So I don't want to rebuild. However, I mean, at some point in time, we just got to realize that we won't be able to be competitive unless we do something. All right, we have to make a decision. So that's where we're at. Are you gonna go all in right now and try to win it, or are you gonna say no? We're gonna try to start over. I know Terry Fontenot said that he want to have his cake and eat it too, but how far you want to go with how your cake, you know, unless they can actually find 10 or 5 or 6 Cordell Pattersons like they did last year, somebody gonna come in and make a big impact on minimum salary. Can they really do anything to be competitive to try to win the Super Bowl? Yes, maybe we probably could win NFC South this year, which would get us into the playoffs, but are we good enough to beat any of those teams in the playoffs? You know, it's any given Sunday. So, of course, if we make to the playoffs, all bets are off. We will have a chance to win it all. But just being realistic, looking at how the team was last year, how this offense struggled with just Kyle Pitts, and if we don't decide to bring Cordell Patterson back, we still got so many holes at the receiver position. We don't know what these guys are going to do, who they're going to bring in. So I'm just thinking about that. And I'm also thinking about Matt Ryan. Been with us 14 years, MVP, had a stellar career for the Atlanta Falcons, but this guy, he deserved a chance to try to win a Super Bowl. And if it's an opportunity for him to do that, even though it's not with the Atlanta Falcons, I'll be happy for him to do that. And if he was to get traded, that would be my second team that I'll be rooting for. I'll be rooting for that team to try to win it all. Because, like I said, this guy, 14 years, great career for us, missed 3 games his entire career. Iron Man, been out there, got hit 150 times this season alone. And if he can go somewhere else and win it, I'll be happy for him. I wish he can do it here though. That's the angst, the dilemma. Why, maybe we could, like I said, these guys got to make a decision. We're gonna find out what kind of decision they made. Now, if the rumors are true about the restructure, that means they still haven't made a decision on Matt Ryan, because even though they restructured his contract, they just moved the money to 2023. So last year is a contract, which could mean that they're gonna plan on extending him after that, but they still could cut bait again next year, even though the cap hit's probably going to be even bigger. So like I said, it just moved money from this year to next year. If that restructure is true, like I said, I don't know if it's true or not. We just have to wait to see. Like I said, because we had conflicting reports come out, so we'll have to just see how true that report is. Like I said, the initial report came from CBS Sports, and then Orlando Ledbetter from AJC came back and said it was kind of premature, so we just have to wait to see about their report. But if it is true, that means that they freed up cap space, which means they can actually go out and get some free agents this year to try to win something this year. But I don't think they could play the middle. They got to go ahead and make a decision. They're going to go ahead and say that, Matt Ryan, you are our franchise quarterback right now until we find that guy. Or they're going to say, we're going to go ahead and find somebody else. We're going to go ahead and pick a guy in the draft this year. We're going to start over. We're going to go ahead and do a trade. We're going to go ahead and hit the reset button right now. I think they have to make that decision. That's just my opinion. I don't think you can keep straddling the fence. Like I said, yes, we want to be competitive, and you want to plan for the future. But at some point in time, you got to make a decision. Like, and I said, and I'm just looking at these guys that go out there and they want to win. Grady Jarrett want to win, and yes, every football player want to win. But at some point in time, you got to make a decision, right? And we can't ask Matt Ryan to go out there with the kind of weapons he had last year and be competitive. We got to get him some help if you want him to be competitive and actually win some games. Defense got to improve. All right, it's a report out about Chandler Jones. If we could make a move like that, even though Terry Fontenot said that they was going for mid-level guys, Chandler Jones is definitely not a mid-level guy. He will be somebody that will come in and actually have an impact on this team right away. Will definitely help Grady Jarrett. And then whoever we get in the draft, if we was to get one of those edge rushers, so get the guy that I talked about, Sauce Gardner, somebody like that, Kyle Hamilton. Like I said, either one of the edge rushers, Jones, Walker, Thibodeau, Hutchinson, or Jobo, any of those guys, if we get any of those guys to help this team on defense, will be great. Of course, we need to go get a receiver as well. So that's just, like I said, guys, it's a lot to think about. But the reason I'm on here today, because we definitely need to talk about, is it time for these guys to rebuild? How competitive will this Falcon team be in 2022? That's the question. Is it competitive enough to actually get to the playoffs? Is it competitive enough to compete for a championship? Like I said, if we look at the landscape of the NFL right now, of course the AFC is It's looking like it's going to be a gladiator match over there with all those quarterbacks, all those teams going for it. The quarterbacks galore. They got so many young quarterbacks in the AFC. When you look at NFC, it's kind of wide open a little bit. Tom Brady's gone. We still got Aaron Rodgers. He's pretty much the only guy. Him and I would say Matt Ryan is pretty much the elder statesman of the NFC right now. Of course, you got Kirk Cousins over there in Minnesota, but other than that, it's real young, and not a lot of experience in NFC besides those few quarterbacks. So the NFC is open. So we definitely have a chance, but what are we gonna do? That's the question. And the question I ask you guys today is, should they consider a rebuild? Just break it down and start over. I'm gonna say no. I think, in my opinion, they should just go ahead and the way the game is played now and the way it's officiated, quarterbacks play longer than they used to. So I know Matt Ryan's 37. I would say, since we don't have a quarterback in succession right now, we're going to build a team around Matt Ryan. If we do that, it gives us a chance to try to go for it. I know it's something that Thomas Dimitroff and Dan Quinn tried to do for years, but I think they did it the wrong way. We got that they went one-sided. They went just offense. They tried to build it just through the offense. I think if Terry Fontenot and Arthur Smith build a team around Matt Ryan, not just the offensive side of the ball, and actually build a team, that means they build some defensive help. I.e., Tom Brady have top 10 defense every year to help him succeed, to get his championships. We could build a similar formula to that for the Atlanta Falcons. I think it would be great. All right, so, but it's still out there. I mean, at what point in time is Arthur Blank going to be like, I'm ready for you guys to get something. We need to be competitive. You do have fans. You do have season ticket holders. You have guys got PSLs, all these things. And already we talked about the fan base and how fickle it is, and how fair weather fans that the Atlanta Falcons are. And if we go to a rebuild and we suck for 3 or 4 years, we might lose the whole fan base. I'll still be here, of course, but we can't go down that road. We got to try to get some kind of excitement in this city, and try to win something. So the Braves did it. The Hawks had some excitement last year. It's time for the Falcons to try to recreate that magic we had in 2016. And see what we can do. You have to get to the tournament. So we win NFC South. You're in the playoffs. You have a chance, but these guys need to make a decision. I don't think they can straddle the fence on what they're going to do. Have your cake and eat it too. You don't have a succession plan at quarterback. You don't have a succession plan. Just stick with the quarterback. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Or cut bait and reset. You're going to your second season as a regime, as a head coach, as a general manager. At some point in time, Arthur Blank's going to start asking, are you guys the right guys to take this franchise to the next step? And that's where we're at. It's going to be, like I said, really interested to see what we do starting here on Sunday, see if we get any word. Last year, during this time, we had no money. We kind of laid back until the middle of free agency period, and that's what Terry Fontenot kind of mentioned that he was going to do. So we'll just have to see what these guys going to do. It'll be interesting to see if that report about Matt Ryan restructure is true or not true. Definitely want to know if they're going to do anything with Grady Jarrett, Jake Matthews' contract, where they're going to do something with Deion Jones. All these questions hopefully be answered within the next week. Hopefully by next Friday, we'll have some kind of answer. But for you out there, and like I said, this question is for you. It's all about the rebuild. So I really want to know if these guys are considering, should they consider a rebuild or not. So that's just my thought. If you guys could let me know what you think. And let's get ready. It's going to be a wild and exciting off season, going all the way up to the draft. So this is your boy Ricondo. Come back at you with another video. Peace.